This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Hit the jackpot when they got Aaron's brain. Of course, the news that he had stage 3 CTE, how severe it was, and that he had the brain of someone so much older was devastating for us to hear. But if examining the condition of his brain can help others, especially football players, Aaron would be pleased. It's like he's back on a team again. I have loved Aaron Hernandez since we were in high school. I will love him until the day I die. I miss his smile every day, and I miss seeing him being a father to our daughter. My prayer is that he is finally at peace, free of chains, bars, courtrooms, and judgment. I cried when Jose Baez and his law partner, Ron Sullivan, told me the news that Aaron had suffered such a severe case of CTE. After all we had been through, his arrest, his trials, and his death, it was still devastating news. I cried because I realized I had tried to help him for so long, but there was nothing I could have done. I cried because there was a battle going on within his brain, and he didn't even know it. None of us did. We met in grade school, became friends in middle school, and were sweethearts at Bristol Central High School. I ran track. He was a football player. He was very popular, and I was just trying to get through school and get good grades. He had girls vying for his attention, and I had a strict mom at home who was a single parent. But even though we were raised differently, we got along. We talked. We became close. When he left for the University of Florida, I went to community college and let him do his own thing. He was a baby. I wanted him to grow up and experience all he needed to experience. Our relationship was on and off until he showed up at my work one day, not long after he was drafted by the Patriots. I was working 3 jobs, but soon moved into his apartment in Plainview, Massachusetts. Then I became pregnant with Aviel. He proposed at my baby shower in front of almost 50 people, and in what seems like a blink, Aviel was born on Aaron's birth date. We moved into our dream home, and everything was going the way it was supposed to. Life wasn't perfect by any means, but it was close. Then on June 26, 2013, he was arrested and charged with shooting Odin Lloyd, and our lives were never the same. My sympathies go out to all the victims. Murder can never be condoned. But Aaron never got a fair trial, in the media or in court. He listened to people he thought would give him the best legal advice, and although they tried, I don't think they tried hard enough, which makes me extremely upset. We could have avoided so much, and maybe he would still be alive. When I heard the guilty verdict, it kicked in that he wasn't coming home. I was going to have to raise our child all by myself and lose the love of my life, all in one fell swoop. I cried even more when in 2017, he was found innocent of an earlier crime, the 2012 Boston double murders of Daniel De Abreu and Safiro Furtado, because I knew there was victory ahead. He was finally acquitted. We, Jose and his team were his defense attorneys, knew our fighting wasn't going to waste. That's why I believe Aaron cried so much when they said not guilty. We had waited so long and fought so hard. We realized we were moving in the right direction. When someone from the prison informed me by telephone that Aaron had died, I cried the tears that come with tragedy. I first called my lawyers to try to figure out whether it was a hoax, because people had been very cruel. After the victory he had, and having spoken to him the day before, I couldn't imagine him committing suicide. A few calls later, I learned it was true. Aaron was dead. I thought, what do I do now? I raced to the hospital, but the doctors wouldn't let me be with him. His death was still under investigation, they said. Someone told me he wasn't even at the hospital, but that was a lie because I saw him being wheeled into a room. He had died alone. I didn't want him to be alone any longer. I wanted to see him while all of him was still intact. I wanted to hold him. Instead of being with my fiancé, I was told I had to wait. I didn't see him until days later, when he was already embalmed and prepared for his funeral. It was beyond awful.